Hi crafty friends, here is this month's sketch for Stick It Down, and this is my process video. Our sponsor is Handy Paper, and these adorable dinosaurs are from them. I'll leave their link below. I've cut them on some pretty little studio stripy paper. I released the compound path and cut just the solid shape as well as the dinosaur with all the pieces cut out, and I'm layering them up. I've gone some and some, so we've got two orange ones but the stripes going in opposite directions, and one green one backed with orange. I know my design falls down a bit because he's dressed as a monster and dinosaurs aren't monsters, but hey, run with me. That's what I'm doing. I'm using the 6x6 papers that I cut the dinosaurs from as layers. I muddle around a bit because I want two layers, one offset on the bottom left and one offset on the top right. I cut the first one wrong. I get there in the end. It was one of those days. Oh boy, was it one of those days. You'll see the many mistakes when they arrive. It's all good fun scrapping, isn't it? I'm trying to conserve as much of the paper as possible because I love it. It's daft, I know, just buy some more, but anyway. So I've backed the photo with 2 layers, and I'm planning on using these tile alphas which match the photo, and then everything will be in the same orange, green, blue, with a little bit of yellow kind of colour scheme. Right, here we go with the first mistake. I want to do some stenciling to give a bit of a background behind the dinosaurs in the photo, and also going further up so that the tiles can sit on them. I've got this gorgeous stencil from Skull and Crossbuns, and I'm going to take that in place and do a little bit of ink blending. Now, even though I run the washi tape over my tummy, not my actual tummy, over the clothes, I stick it on my clothes and rip it off to take away some of the stick. And usually that's good, and it prevents any paper tearing. And this did not work today. We'll get there. So I'm adding some lemon whip, I think the ink is called. It's one of the Pink Fresh Studio ink cubes. And I'm just lining my stencil up, moving along as we go. I don't want the colour to be completely solid and very saturated. I just want it as a background detail. I'm trying to come up to a point in the middle so it'll be vaguely triangular shaped. Get ready for mistake number 2. I'm lining up because I want to go a little bit higher. So I've lined up the big circle. What I haven't realised is that the little circles don't pattern match that way. So I've got a bit of a mess up there. I try and erase it with my sand eraser. It probably lightened it a bit, but anyway, here we go. Back to mistake number 1. I've torn the paper. And that's obviously something that I'm going to need to cover, to mask, because it looks ugly. Torn paper looks ugly. So, how are we going to do that? We're going to bring out the washi tape. Channeling Missy, although I don't think Missy's done this for quite a while. Torn washi. I had the plan of tearing a whole strip, a 12-inch strip, in half. That didn't work. Take your gloves off if you have to wear wrist warmers like I do. Take your gloves off before tearing washi because it picks up all the fluff and the lint from them. And doing a nice neat one line soon went out the window, and I'm going to do some layered strips, torn strips and bits and bobs, and I'm going to bodge it's going to act as like a stage for the dinosaurs and the photo to sit on or stand on. I am happy with how this turned out. I faffed a lot with the tearing and maybe said a few naughty words, but I do like how it looks in the end. I'm going to pop my photo up on some foam, make sure it's the focal point. And get that stuck down and in place. I was going to go slightly wonky, but I think that it looked better when it was square on. Now, his monster costume has got one massive eye, and I thought it looked a bit like a googly eye. So I'm going to give my dinosaurs googly eyes. I'm going to start a campaign to get more googly eyes in scrapbooking because they're so cute. I did fuss around and find the eyes that googled the most, wobbled the most, and I may have sat and shaken the page and watched the googly eyes dancing for longer than I care to admit. Getting them stuck down in place, and then I think we're going to move on to the title. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to say, and I'm not great with titles, but the sketch says to use a big title. So I pushed myself, and I've gone for a rare sighting of a little Rumblesaurus. And that sighting nicely covers up the mistake number, that was mistake number 2, wasn't it? Brace yourselves for mistake number 3. There we go. Dropping the ink pad on the layout, on a bit that's meant to stay white, and now it's got yellow lines on it. So we're going to fix that later too. This is a little confetti stamp from Skull and Crossbuns, and I'm using some inks that match the dinosaurs, the ink blending, and the title alpha tiles, and just gonna pop a few bits of confetti sprinkled around the page. Now I need to work out how I'm gonna disguise that ugly yellow splotch. I'm gonna tear the bottom off and back it onto another piece of card. I wondered orange, or would it look better white? Orange, white, orange wins. So I'm going to use some foam tape to back so that I'll get a nice little shadow where the two bits join. And again, this is happy accident because I really like how it looks, and I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't have dropped my ink pad on the layout. So happy accidents, as Bob Ross always said. I'm using a sheet of 12 by 12 to line up, so I make sure that I get my page the correct size. And there we go. We are done. Do check out Stick It Down and join in with the 3 sketches this month. Like and subscribe and all that jazz, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!